All right, guys. So today we're going to get into the same topic of writing equations in slope-intercept form. This time, however, we're going to do it from 2 points. Okay? And so we're going to do it the same way we did yesterday's lesson, but we have one more extra step. So let's first begin by finding the slope between these 2 points. And then once we find the slope, we can use point-slope form again to write the equation in slope-intercept form, okay? So in other words, we're just going to have to do one more extra step to get it to the way we were doing it yesterday. So let's first go ahead and label this. This is going to be x and y, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and label this the group 1, and this will be group 2, okay? And so now I'm going to go ahead and find the slope. So I'm going to calculate the slope. This is my formula here. I subtract the y's on top and subtract the x's on the bottom. Okay, notice here I assigned y sub 2 minus y sub 1, but in reality we're just subtracting in the same order that we subtract the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and subtract both in the same order. So watch this. I'm going to go ahead and put the y's on top. So I'm going to start with this one here. Negative 2 minus negative 7. That's going to go on top. And then I'm going to begin with the negative 6. Negative 6 minus 0. Now notice here how these line up. Negative 2 and negative 6 line up vertically. Same thing for negative 7 and 0. They line up vertically. My y's are on top, my x's are on the bottom. So that's how you know you did it right. If they're crisscrossed across from each other, then you're doing it wrong. Okay, so let's go ahead and change these double negatives into plus. And then we don't have to change anything here. Okay, so negative 2 plus 7 is 5. And then negative 6 minus 0 is negative 6. So if I were to write this in final form, it will look like this. Negative on the side, 5 over 6. So this is my slope. Okay, so now I have my slope. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go into point slope form. We're going to do y minus the y value equals m times x minus the x value. Now notice how I put a 1 right here. But what that means is that we have to pick one of these 2 points, okay? So we have to either pick this one or that one. Now you're probably thinking, oh, well, that one has x1 and y1, so we have to pick this one. No, you don't. You don't have to just pick this one because it has a 1 and the 1. You can pick this one also. I could easily switch these up and then call the x2, x sub 2, y sub 2, and x sub 1, y sub 1. So really, it makes no difference which one you select. Okay, I'm just going to go with the one that has the easiest numbers. Okay, and so it looks like the easiest numbers to me are going to be 0 and negative 7. So I'm going to do y minus the y value, which is negative 7. So y minus negative 7 equals the slope. Remember, we just calculated the slope right there. So negative 5 over 6 times x minus the x value, which is 0 here. Now remember back to yesterday's lesson, what we do if we have a fraction here? We're going to go ahead and multiply both sides by the denominators. I'm going to multiply this side by 6 and this entire side by 6. Okay? And so the 6's go away here. I'm left with negative 5 times x minus 0. And over here, oh, I need to change that to plus, right? Both of them will be plus. So distribute now. 6 times y is 6y. And then 6 times 7 is 42. Okay? Let's distribute here. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And negative 5 times 0 is negative 0. Or just, you could think of it as 0. So in reality, I don't have to write anything. Okay? Because it's just 0. Negative 5 times negative 0 is going to give me a 0. So I don't have to write plus 0 here. Okay? So let me bring this down again. 6y plus 42. And then I'm going to subtract 42. Okay. And I have 6y equals negative 5x minus 42. And then last step is to divide by 6. So divide by 6 here, here, and here. And so the 6 go away there. I am left with y equals, now this cannot be reduced, so I'm going to write it as negative 5 over 6. And then x, and then minus 7. Okay? All right, 2 more to go. So next one here, we have 3, 3, and 6, -1. So let's go ahead and find the slope. So again, we're going to subtract the y's on top. So let's just start with any y. It doesn't matter. I'll start with this one here. -1 minus 3. Okay, and since I started with that -1 on this side, I'll have to start with the x on that side also. So it's going to be now underneath 6 minus the other x, which is 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine here. -1 and -3 makes -4. And then down here, 6 minus 3 is 3. So my slope is -4/3. Okay? All right, now let's put it in point slope form. So I'll just pick any one here with the easiest numbers. I'm going to just go with this one, 3 and 3. So we're going to do y minus the y value, which is 3, equals the slope, which is -4/3, times x minus the x value, so x minus 3. Okay? Now remember what I said? If you have a fraction here as your slope, you're going to have to multiply it by the denominator to get rid of the fraction. So when I multiply it by 3 here, the 3's go away. I'm left with -4 times x minus 3. And over here, I'm just left with 3 times y minus 3. Okay? So distribute on both sides, so we end up with 3y minus 9 equals -4x plus 12. All I did was I distributed on both sides. Okay? And so now let's go ahead and simplify so that we have y all by itself. So we're going to go ahead and add 9 to both sides. So we get 3y equals -4x plus 21. And then divided by 3 on both sides. So we get y equals -4/3x plus, and what's 21 divided by 3? It's 7. There you go. Slope-intercept form. There's my slope. And there's my y-intercept. Okay. Next. So here we have slope again, right? Let's find the slope from the 2 points. So we're going to subtract the y. So I'll do 2 minus the y value, which is -6. And then 5 minus the y value again, which is -5. Sorry. Then x minus the x value, which is -5, okay? So double negatives on top and bottom, so make those plus, plus. So I get 2 plus 6 is 8, and 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay? So simplify this, divide both of these by 2, I get 4/5, positive, okay? So pick a point. I usually stay away from the negatives, so I just stick with the positives if I have a choice. So we're going to do y minus the y value, which is 2, equals 4/5 times x minus the x value. Okay? Again, if you have a fraction here, you go ahead and multiply by the denominator. If you don't have a fraction, then you just go ahead and distribute. Okay? So right here, the 5's go away. I'm left with 4 times x minus 5 equals 5 times y minus 2. Distribute. 4x minus 20. And right here, 5y minus 10. Okay? Almost done here. Let's go ahead and add 10 to both sides. 5y equals 4x minus 10, because -20 plus 10 is -10. And then let's end by dividing by 5. So we get y equals 4/5 x minus 2. Okay? So once again, you got to find the slope first, and then pick one of the points to use with the slope and put it in point slope form. And then do exactly as we did the other day. Okay? That's it.